which it is. So we're going to be doing a primal movement flow series. I'm going to try to go rather slow. It's not overly complicated. I like to call this yoga motion because it's a lot of yoga principles mixed with motion and control. And as you probably heard me talking to Ryan, did a really tough workout today. And then afterwards I got done, I started doing my solo drills and I mixed these in. And though these are like, they require strength and athleticism, they end up like kind of massaging your muscular system. They end up being really good. And to me, they're a flow sequence I can do that's similar to jiu-jitsu without a partner. So hopefully you'll like it. We'll go through it. Most of the warm-up will be the moves that we're going to do. That's another cool thing about it is we can warm up and do the moves. And what we're going to do is we're going to isolate each technique in itself, and then we're going to get into a sequence, and hopefully you'll like it. Our sequence will run for a couple minutes nonstop. You'll get a little sweat going after that. If after you're done with this, you end up really liking it, let me know. I can always just give you the sequences, and you're welcome to do these all the time to add them to any kind of workout for strength, mobility, and the health of your body. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to try to give you a good view. So let me get a look here. All right, so you're going to see I'm on my knees. I want everybody on their knees. And I have these active toes, right? I've been talking about this in a lot of our workouts. Active toes are good because they give me the ability to push forward. Very important when I'm in turtle, very important when I'm doing jiu-jitsu. What we're going to do is we're going to go from these active toes to flat feet, or what they call seal toes, because seals have those like flat little flippers. And we're going to just lean back a little bit, a couple pulse movements. Then as I go forward, I'm going to go back to my active toes and lean on that. So I'll feel a little tension in my toes. And I'm just going to do 2 pulses and then switch either to seal feet, flat feet, or active toes. So 1 pulse, 2 pulse, flat feet, 1 pulse, 2 pulse, flat feet. And we're just going to alternate a couple times. We're warming up our ankles and we're developing strength in our toes, because some of you probably don't do this enough. I didn't start doing this till about a couple months ago. Took me a little while to get used to it. I get cramps in my feet. My feet didn't like it, but now I can do this all day and it gives me a lot of control in my pressing motions. So just a few more. Back and forth. All right, so on this next one, you can either do active toes or flat feet. It's up to you. I'll start with flat feet first. I'm going to put my hands on the ground. I'm actually going to keep my fingers extended, and I'm going to start pushing up on my knees a little bit. Now, don't go hard if you got flat feet right now. You're not trying to ankle lock yourself. You're just trying to get a little more flexation in there. After you've done a couple reps of that, I want you to switch to active toes. And now here, back on your fingers, you're going to push your knees up. So right now we're controlling our weight. We're warming up our inner thighs, loosening our hips, and we're developing the motion we're going to need for one of our sequences. So I'm on my toes, my knees are up, my knees go down and touch, and I'm up. My hands are just helping guide me right now. Good. I want you to switch between flat feet, active toes, flat feet, active toes, flat feet, active toes. Now what I'm going to do, I have a strong straight back, active core. I'm going to lean myself back and I'm going to let my knees come up. I'm going to try to do it without my hands. If you need to use your hands starting out, that's fine. Otherwise, I have my active toes. I'm leaning and my knees are up. Strong back. Good straight, strong back. Head forward. I'm on my feet and I can bounce a little bit. Just a light bounce. Now from here, without my hands, I'm going to let my knees go down to the ground. Flat feet. Active toes. Gonna lean backwards. My knees are back up. Strong straight back, looking forward. If you lose your balance, no big deal. Use your hand, recover. Get to this position. Little bounding on those ankles. And then slowly back down. Flat feet. Active toes. Flat feet. Active toes. I'm going to lean back, strong core, straight back. My knees are up, no hands. Little bounce on my ankles. And now I'm just going to go down. Flat feet. Sit on your butt. Shake your legs out a little bit. You're probably feeling a little tension in your shins, especially if you haven't utilized. The reason you get shin splints is there's a light sheath of muscle in front of your leg, and it's not the strongest. An overaction will cause you to start getting shin splits and getting strain there. So you might be feeling strain there right now because you're utilizing that little bit of muscle that you don't use often. So you can rub your shins a little bit, move your legs, move your knees. You're good to go. All right. On your knees, hands here, and we're going to do that cat-cow curl. So my head is looking up. I have this round, that kind of curve in my back, and I'm going to alternate from cat or from cow with my belly hanging to cat with my back curling. So I'm like this and like this. And I'm just letting my spine annotate and roll into its proper posture. Let's do a couple of these. Remember to take the movement slowly. If you have a lot of tension in your muscle, you don't want that tension to start pulling on anything and causing discomfort. We're just taking inventory of how our bodies feel, and we're dialing in for our workout. Okay. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, directly underneath your shoulders, and lean forward a little bit, getting a little flexation in those wrists. Not trying to wrist lock yourself, you're just trying to encourage that flexibility because we're going to be on our hands, and whenever we're on our hands, we want to be careful. I'm just leaning a little bit within control. Back of my hand, I'm going to put on the ground like this. So see how my hand is in front of my face? It's going horizontal, not vertical. Horizontal, I'm going to put it on the ground. Same with the other hand. And I'm just going to go back and forth lightly, lightly, lightly on my wrists. Not trying to break my wrists. Just trying to loosen them up. Make sure your shoulders stay over your hands. When you lean back too much, it's going to take the tension off where I want you to be getting that stretch. Okay, back to your palms down, going vertically and going forward just a little bit. Good. Interlace your fingers. Start doing the wrist roll. We do some Muay Thai a lot. As you're doing this might be difficult for you because this is like rubbing your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. Shake your head up and down. Wrists are still moving. Head is going up and down. If it gets difficult, just take a break here and do your neck. Or do this. Or do both. Look a little weird. Then back and forth. You're disagreeing with something. Still loosening your wrist, but you're also loosening your neck. More bang for your buck, right? Good. Rest those hands. Look around. Little bird in the corner, little bird in the corner, little butterfly fluttering by, little ant walking by. I don't care what imagination you have to do this. Just look in different directions. Move your leg in a free motion. So I've been able to watch a lot of videos on different exercises, different ways to take care of your body, and this is one of my favorite things that I was shown from a chiropractor that was saying one of the problems with stretching our neck is we tend to stretch it in only two planes of motion. But usually when we twinge our neck, it's because we look suddenly to a diagonal view, and all of a sudden, that's when we get that hurt. So it's good when you're stretching and warming up your neck to look at different degrees and different diagonal, corners and stuff, up, down, left, right, just to the side. It makes more sense to how our neck actually moves. All right, good. We should be pretty warmed up. We're going to get into our sequence. So the way this is going to work is we're going to be doing back stepping into what's called a Sphinx roll, into a shoulder press, and into a knee lift cycle. So it's going to make sense in a second. We're going to break each piece down individually. Let's start with our back step. So active toes on my knees. I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to put my weight up, and my legs are going to come up. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to curl. Let's start with our right leg as if I'm making a scorpion tail. All I'm going to do is act like I'm about to do my back step, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to rotate my hip. Shoulders stay straight. Hip rotates. And leg, you can see how my foot's pushing out like it wants to go to the ground. I'm just going to that mid-range, stretching my hip and warming it up for my back steps. Just keep doing as many reps as you feel comfortable. Go slow. If you feel pretty loosened up, you can go a little faster. I'm just twisting my core, but keeping my hands stable. Straight body, rotating hips. Straight body, rotating hips. Down for a second, relax. Shake everything out. Move your neck around. When we hold ourselves up with our hands, we tend to push the tension into our neck. So we want to make sure we give it a little encouragement afterwards. Back on your hands, active toes. Left leg curled up like a scorpion's tail. And just rotate your hip. You're not back stepping yet. Make sure you're breathing. I tend to breathe out when my leg goes back to center. Breathe in when it's off to the side. Relax. The reason I'm breathing like that is I'm kind of crushing my diaphragm when my knee comes in, right? So I'm pushing air out. When I'm opening my hip and rotating, I'm expanding. So that's when I'm taking my breath in. Loosening our necks. All right, let's do some back steps. Hands down, feet up, curl, get that scorpion tail, back step, hand up towards the ceiling. This should be familiar to most of you. We've been doing this a lot. Hand goes back, feet go center, left leg comes up, scorpion step, and go. Hand goes down, feet back to center, other leg, and I'm here. Hand goes down, feet back to center, leg up, back step, and I'm up. Hand, feet, back step, hand, center, back step, up. And you're good. Shake it all out. That's our first move. That one took us a little longer to get ready. The rest will move a little quicker. Okay. Active toes. Hands reached out. Fingers open. I'm going to put my head down. Now, I'm going to have my head up to talk, but your head will be down. From here, I'm going to let my forearms lay on the ground as if I'm the Sphinx. And if you don't know what that is, you'll have to Google it afterwards, but I'm the Sphinx. I'm laying down. I'm going to use my legs, because they're loaded, to push me towards my hands. And as my weight goes over my hands, I'm going to go into a cobra pose. So watch me on this. I'm in my cobra pose. Now from here, I'm going to raise my hips and roll right back into the beginning position. And there I am. My hips are loaded again. My hands are still outstretched. And now I'm going to go down on my forearms. Let my legs push me forward as my weight goes over my hands. I go into my cobra pose. My hips are resting still. And now from here, I'm going to push my hips up and roll backwards, letting my spine curl into my loaded pose again. Forearms down. Weight towards my hands, cobra pose. Roll backwards. Take it slow. Make sure your weight is distributing accordingly. Forearms down. My loaded legs push my weight forward over my hands. The moment I'm over my hands, I just roll through like I'm rolling under a fence. Now from here, my hips will raise. And I'm almost in that downward dog position, but then I bend my knees at the end to reload myself. Forearms down. Weight forward over my hands. Cobra pose. Lift my hips. And roll back. Last one. Forearms down. Weight goes forward. Cobra pose. Rolling from my hips backwards. And loaded. Good. Let's relax. So the first two steps of the sequence. Back step, back step. Be moving your neck. I'm just talking. Back step, then the Sphinx roll. So you would move from one to the other. It's going to make sense when we do it. The next move is going to be us in that downward dog position, and we're going to do 2 shoulder presses off of our feet. Let's do the movement, and then we'll put it together. Hands are down. My butt's going to go in the air like a teepee. And I'm in downward dog. I should feel a stretch in my calves because my heels are trying to touch the floor right now. Now, with that motion, I'm going to go up on my tippy toes so that my weight starts to move over my shoulders. When that happens, I'm then going to do a shoulder press. 1, 2, and then relax down. This might be difficult for some of you. It takes some upper body strength. So take it easy. If you can't do the shoulder press, I just want you in the downward dog position. It'll work out in the end. You'll just hold that position, develop the strength through time, and then you'll be able to do it. Let's do it again. Hands on the ground. Feet behind you. Butt in the air like a teepee. I'm here. My heels are pushed down at first. I should feel a stretch in my calves. Then I go up on my toes, which pushes my weight forward, my head forward. And then I do my shoulder press. 1, 2. Rest my heels back. And that's it. Simple. Okay? Now our last motion. This is my favorite one. I do this one all the time. I'm going to go from that head press position back into that hand stretched out loaded. And this time I'm going to hop myself up to my hands. What are you talking about? Let me show you. So let's say I finished my sequence here. I would then curl my knees down. I'm back in that Sphinx position, but I'm not going to go to that position with my elbow or my forearms down. I'm just going to put my head here. I'm going to look up. I'm going to lean my weight towards my hands and jump my feet up. Where am I at? I'm at that place we did in the warm-up. I'm on my feet, able to bounce. All I'm going to add is I'm going to take one of my hands, my left one first. I'm going to put it behind me and let my knees go down and reach behind me, getting a nice arc in my back. I'm reaching for something right over my shoulder. Once I'm done, I can roll my hand back and bring myself up to balance and try not to fall. And I'm here. Then what I do on one side, I do on the other. My right hand goes back, my knees drop, and I reach behind me. And I'm only talking at you so you can hear me clearly. Then from here, I'll go forward, let my arm go. If I can do this without my hands, that's fine. Or I'll use my hand to go back to center. Done. Okay? One more time. I'm on my knees, active toes. I have my hands stretched out. I'm not going to my forearms like that Sphinx roll. I'm just staying here, and then I'm going to let my weight start going forward and hop my feet up and then balance. Now my hand goes backwards, and I stretch and look over. Extend your neck. Now I go back to center. I can use my hands to guide me. Right hand goes back, and I do the other side. Back to center, balance, and that's the end of the sequence. Everybody keeping up for the most part? It's a little advanced, but I think you can get through it. If at all, we're about to do the whole sequence, if at all you start to fall behind, just stay with what you got. It's all great motion. It's all great movements. There's nothing wrong with staying on one thing, but I will try to go slow. We'll do a couple slow ones, and then we'll move into the full thing. So, move your neck, move your shoulders. And here we go. Once we start, fun don't stop. Hands go up. I'm up on my feet, knees up. I'm going to take my right leg curl, back step. Go back to center, left foot, back step. Back to center, right foot, back step. Back to center, left foot, back step. We're doing two. Two on the right, two on the left. Back to center, and load your knees. Hands outstretched, fingers outstretched. Forearm touches the ground. Pushing forward, moment the weight goes to your hands, you're in the cobra pose. Hips raise up and roll backwards and reload your hips. Forearms go down, weight goes forward over your hands, cobra pose. Roll backwards. Now raise your rear end into the sky like a teepee. Downward dog position. Calves, heels push down. Push your toes up. 2 shoulder presses. 1, 2. Once you're done, load backwards. Arms outstretched. I'm now gonna go forward. Forearms are not touching the ground. I go forward. The moment my weight goes to my hands, I hop, and I'm up. Balance, strong back, strong neck. Left hand goes behind me, knees touch the ground, and I stretch. Go back to center. What you do on one side, you do on the other. Balance. Put your hands down, jump backwards. Get ready to back step. Let's do it. Right leg, back step. Back to center. Left leg, back step. Back to center. Right. Left. Curl in. Load your hips, load your hips, load your hips. Arms outstretched. Forearms touch the ground. Roll forward, cobra pose. Now lift your hips and roll backwards. Reload your hips. Forearms touch the ground. Forward, 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 cobra pose. Roll backwards. Now, TP, downward dog. Heels push down at first. Up on your tippy toes, shoulder press. 1, 2. When you're done with that, load your legs. As your weight goes forward, hop, balance. You're a bird or you're Batman perched on a rooftop watching criminals. Left arm goes back, knees touch, stretch. Balance. Right hand goes back, stretch, forward balance. Hands down and back. Take a short break, drink some water, grab a towel. When you got a chance, give me a thumbs up if you're doing good. Give me a thumb sideways if you need me to slow down. This is gonna be a voting thing. Thumbs up if you're good, thumbs sideways if you need me to slow down. Good, 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 good. Awesome, perfect. Love it. All right, good. That's our biggest worry, is to move too quickly. All right. Back on your knees. Move your neck. We're going to do that sequence again. We're going to go at our own pace. And we're going to go for a while. We're going to get into a flow. If you've got music, turn it up. Hopefully it's some like instrumental music. If it's rock music, good luck. But I want you to get into a flow and just focus on the sequence. So, to remind you, the sequence is back step 2 times, Sphinx roll 2 times, then it's shoulder press 2 times, and then it's that hop up, back bend with your knee drop 2 times. Try to keep up with me if you want to do this. All right, let's do it. Hands, feet, go. Right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Loading my hips. Weight forward, cobra. Lifting up and rolling back. Putting my weight down. Going forward in cobra. Rolling back. TP in the sky. I'm doing downward dog. Heels push down. Then up my toes. 1, 2. Rolling back. Weight forward, hopping up. Balance. Bend. Whoop. Bend. Whoop. And I'm there. I'll go a little slower on this next one. Everybody else, go at your pace. I'm up. Right leg. Back step. Reach. Go back to center. Left leg. Back step. Reach. Back to center. Right leg. Left leg. I load my hips. Forearms go down. Weight goes towards my hand. Cobra pose. Roll my hips backwards, reload. Forearms go down. Weight forward, cobra pose. Downward dog position. Push up on my toes. Shoulder press. Then reload and hop up. Good strong balance. I've said this in other workouts. Go slow, master the movement. Hand goes here, reach behind. Back to center. Other side. Back to center. Hands go back. Pop my hips back. I'm at the beginning. Right leg, back step. Left leg, back step. You can be going at your own pace or following me. I'm moving real slow. Center. Right leg, back step. Left leg, back step. Load my hips. Hands outstretched. Fingers open. Lay my forearms down. Roll forward towards my hands. Cobra pose. Lift my hips. Forearms down. Weight forward. Cobra pose. Go into your downward dog. On your tippy toes. Shoulder press. Then bend your knees to load. Weight goes towards your hands. Hop up. Balance. Left hand. Right hand. Strong back, strong neck. Keep going. Hands are down. Backwards. Right scorpion. Left scorpion. Right. Left. Load my hips. Forearms down. Weight forward into cobra. Rolling backwards. Forearms down. Weight forward into cobra. Downward dog. On my toes. Press. Load my legs. Weight towards my hands to hop. Balance. Left hand and reach. Right hand and reach. Time. On your knees, flat feet, move your neck. Drink some water, use a towel. All right, we're gonna go into our next sequence. So that's flow one. You can do that all the time, especially when you're warmed up. If you're warmed up, do a couple slow goes into it. It's just an awesome like flexibility, stretch, yoga, mobility, it's everything. It's just good. You should add it, trust me. Now, our next one. When I get you through the whole sequence, it's gonna be more of a free flow, meaning you're gonna do this however you wanna do it. I'll give you a guided path on me, but otherwise, once you understand it, you'll know how to do it on your own. Okay. So, hands, feet on them. So hands and feet, my knees are raised. When I want to crawl forward, this is going to seem duh, my right hand moves, then my left hand moves with it. So I don't walk right and right like this, or left and left like this. If you've ever done Eric Preach's class, he shows us all the time. It's going to be right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. right and left, left and right. And I can go backwards that way. My leg goes, my hand goes, but it's always my opposite side. So if my right hand goes, my left foot goes. Left, my right foot. If you don't understand that, I'll simplify it even more. You're on your hands, you're on your feet. Raise your right hand and raise your left foot. That is how you want to move. Balance like that. Put your hand and feet down. Lift your left hand and your right foot. That's how you move. You lift the opposite appendage to move forward and whatnot. So we're just going to walk forward. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right and left foot. Left hand, right foot. Going to go backwards, so it's going to be my right foot and my left hand. My left foot and my right hand. My left hand and my right foot. And so on. And so on. Do that a couple times till you understand how you're controlling your weight in this bear crawl position. Good. So when we do our sit-throughs, common motion we've been doing, you've either been doing it by just slamming your body forward, or you've been doing it understanding what you're accomplishing. So we're going to do a sit-through. Watch me. On my hands, on my feet. I'm going to lift my left hand, my right foot, and I'm going to let my right foot go through the center. And I can put my hip down. So once again, I'm up on my hands, up on my feet. Left hand raises, right foot raises, but my right foot goes through the center and I balance myself on my other arm and I can lay that hip down. Proper sit through, right? So let's do this. Hands, feet, left hand raise, right foot raise. Right foot goes through and I've sat through. When I want to go backwards, using the strength of my right arm, I'll lift my hip and let that leg go backwards. Almost like I'm doing a technical get up, but I want to be on my hands and feet, bear crawl style. Right hand goes up, left foot goes up, and I sit through. Strong delt, good posture. I lift with my foot, these 2 points of contact, and I let my leg go backwards. And now from here, I can do my sit through efficiently, understanding what I'm accomplishing, okay? So, you've done your sit through. Let's do an S-sit switch. So, how do we S-sit? My front leg is curled like so, and my back leg is curled. Kind of creating a backwards S right now for me. Now, when I want to switch my legs and say I don't want to use my hands, I need to know how to distribute my weight accordingly. So the biggest thing to do is to not move my front leg first, but to move my back leg first. Back leg goes in front of me. Now my other leg can get up. Now that first leg I moved goes down, and my other leg goes back. So back leg first to center, front leg to center, back leg to ground, last leg behind. And I'm balancing the whole time. So my back leg does the first motion. Then my other leg moves. Now my first leg moves. Now my other leg finishes. Back leg forward, front leg forward. That first leg goes down, and now that's my base for my other leg to go behind me. Back leg forward, front leg forward, and I'm balanced. Leg goes down, leg goes back. And from here, I can get pretty quick and flowy with my motion. And this is going to help me transition into S-mount and keep my hips healthy and all these other good things. Make sense? All right. On my butt, feet down. Hands, going to go behind me. I'm going to go into a crab position. So, crab position. Same deal. If I want to walk in the crab position, my left foot raises, my right hand raises. I always maintain 2 points of contact with diagonal control. If you try to raise your left side. Left foot, left hand. Go ahead. Go ahead, do it. Keep it right in your, okay? Feel that imbalance? But if you go like this, where it's left foot, right hand, you have a little more control because you're getting that diagonal control there. When I walk, I want to lift this foot and lift this hand. Lift this foot, lift this hand. And do the same thing I did with the bear crawl, now with my crab crawl. Just a simple thing. So in this crab position, I'm moving my diagonal control to balance. And if I do it right, I can lift my left leg, right hand, and pivot myself back to my bear crawl position. Simple. So one more time. Feet forward, arms back. I'm in the crab position. I'm going to raise my diagonal control, left foot, right hand, and left hand, right foot. Back and forth, back and forth. Now from here, I'm going to transition. Left foot, right hand, leg goes back, and I keep my arms stationary and my hips rotated. Perfect. We're almost there. Last motion, a back roll. Hopefully you got the room and the ability to do this. Take it slow. My hand is going to go out, and I'm going to make sure that I keep this shoulder clear for when I go backwards. If I try to look at my shoulder and go like this, I'm going to go right onto my head. So I want to tilt my head away to get clearance right here on that mound of muscle on my shoulder. And that's what I'm going to be rolling over. When I roll, my opposite foot will touch behind me and will stop the roll. So watch. It's an opposite leg, but it's the same leg. So arm goes out, head tilts, I go backwards, stop. Go here, stop. And I'm just doing a mid-roll. Once I've developed some fluidity of the motion, I can then finish my roll. And go right into my bear crawl position, which is what I want you to know as we do our sequence. So one more time, on your butt, feet forward, arms gonna go out, you're gonna tilt your shoulder or your neck away, you're gonna roll back, roll forward, make sure you got that clearance over your shoulder, and you can finish the roll and go into that bear crawl. Make sure you're on your shoulder, not your neck. On your shoulder, not your neck. Last time. Head's tilted, arms out. I'm going to roll over this and touch. I'm looking right at it as I'm tilting. And I can go and clear my neckline without hurting myself. Everybody got it? Everybody doing good? Okay. Last sequence, last flow. Let's do this. Follow along with me. When you start feeling comfortable, you can start doing your own thing. If you never feel comfortable, follow along with me, and we can do it, all right? So, starting on your hands and feet, you're going to start walking. right and left and right and left, backwards, forwards, backwards. Raise your left and right. Sit through, hip down. You should be in your S sit. My back leg goes forward. My legs are both center. That front leg goes down. Other leg goes back. Back leg goes forward. Both legs in front. Leg goes down. Back. Back leg goes forward. Other leg forward. Down. Back. Back leg, front leg, and hold. Balance right here. Feet go down. Crab position. Raise your left and right. Raise your right and left. Just work your balance. Now raise one of your sides. Go backwards into your bear crawl and walk forward. If you can recall, try to lift the opposite side you did from the first time. Do your sit through, go into your S sit position. Back leg goes forward, front leg forward, leg down, leg behind. If you mess it up, but you end up in the S position, you didn't mess it up. Even if you go right back to where you started. Just want you to end in your S position. Make sure you have some clearance behind you. So I don't, so I'm going to balance and turn. Finish my S sit. Go to the center, stop. Go to that crab and slide forward. I have clearance and I'm going to do my back rolls. I'm going to finish my back roll. And I'm in my bear crawl. Now I'm going to walk. Forward and backwards. I'm going to lift one side, whatever diagonal I decide, and sit through, and I'm in my S sit. Feet, transition. Feet, transition. Legs are going to go to center. Crab position. I'm just going to lift both sides. This one, I'm just going to lift one side, rotate into my bear crawl, and start walking. Forward and backwards. Now I'm going to lift up and do my sit through to my S sit and do my transition. If you have to use your hand, it's fine, especially if you're just trying to get used to this. Otherwise, try to use it without your hands. Back to center, balance on your butt. Hands and feet down to crab. Then start lifting. Opposite side, opposite side. If you need to stay on one sequence because I'm moving too fast, absolutely. Wait till I get to the place you need to move on. And I'm just trying to go slow. I'm going to do my back roll, so I'll walk. Make sure I have my clearance. Butt down and roll. Finish my roll, and I'm in bear crawl. Time. Give me a thumbs up if you're doing good. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Good. All right. We're going to try to get a little complicated. This is advanced, but we're almost done. I think you can do it. We're going to try to work through both sequences. So you're probably like, I don't even remember the first one. And as I'm talking, you're like, I don't even remember the second one. And as I'm talking, you're saying, I don't even remember who I am. And if that's the case, get checked out. But let's do this. We're going to work through both sequences, nice and slow. Grab some water, wipe off with the towel first. Make sure you're good. Move your neck if you are, and you're just waiting. I'm going to go excruciatingly slow. All right. Everybody get back. Everybody get back. Let's do this. First sequence. On your hands, on your feet. Right leg back step. Left leg back step. Right leg. Left leg. Load your hips. Forearms down, weight forward to cobra. Roll backwards, do it again. Forearms down, weight goes forward, cobra. Backwards, do it again. Right into your downward dog. Up on your toes, shoulder press. And then load your hips. Weight forward, hop up. Balance. Backwards. Backwards. Hands down, go back and throw your hips back. Start walking. Forward. Backwards. Lift whatever side you like. Sit through, S-sit. Back leg, both legs, transition. You do not have to follow me. If you need to go slower, go slower. But if you get to a place where you're like, I want to do something else, just look up and see what I'm doing. Gonna go to crab position. I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna lift. It's all about me just developing my balance and strength. Now, lift one side, my left leg, my right hand, and roll into that bear position. Now, from here, I'm going to go into my back step. Right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right, left. Doesn't matter if I did extra. You know what? I'm going to go into downward dog. I'm going to go up on my toes and shoulder press. I'm going to go low. I'm going to lift my left hand, right leg, and kick through. But I didn't go to S-sit. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to start crawling. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to load my hips. I'm going to hop up and balance. You're probably realizing I'm all over the place now on purpose. Now I'm flowing. I'm taking all my sequences and I'm putting them in whatever order I feel like I want to. And now it's mimicking maybe, I don't know, the movements of a roll. I don't know what's coming. I just do what I gotta do. Push my hips back. Raise my left and right foot. Go through, S-sit. Transition. 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 Go to the crab position. Sit on your butt, start rolling. Finish your roll. Load your hips. Go to your cobra pose. Go to downward dog. Do a shoulder press. Load your hips. Hop up. Go backwards. I'm going fast on purpose to just show you that you've got a ton of options now. To move and develop strength. Time. All right, Ryan, can you unmute everybody? All right. Any questions about the workout? Questions, concerns, comments?
Just one quick question about the bear roll at the very end of the second sequence. Just wasn't that sure how to do that. So you just have to tilt your head to one side like this, and then I wasn't quite sure what you meant to. You said look in some direction and then roll in the direction where it's open.
So here I am. Arm goes out. I'm looking towards my arm, but I'm keeping my neck clear. So I'm making room for my shoulder, but I'm glancing over so I can see what direction I'm going. So as I roll, my head is clear, and I never landed on my neck. It's a hard move to do. Here, I'm looking, but I'm tilting away. I roll back, and my head clears it. If I look away, I'm not going to see where I'm going. I'm going to end up laying on my neck. So it's like if I do this, and I try to roll, now I'm like right on my neck. But if I look and I tilt, so right arm, head goes to the left.
If that works.
I'm looking over it, and I'm just looking over the barrel of my arm, and I roll backwards.
Keep your eye on your hand.
Now I have clearance for my neck.
And roll back.
It makes sense. Thanks.
Not watching your hand.
Yeah, I see one of the kids working it. I just want to make sure that I'm rolling over my shoulder and not my head or neck. This is a no-no area. So I go really slow, and if I feel weight going here, I stop. I'm not doing it right. I'm rolling across my shoulder, keeping myself safe, and then I'm able to do that motion. Any other questions?
I can't.
All right, good. Yeah, it can be complicated. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. If you do some real dynamic movement, moving either really quick or just really holding the positions, it can be a killer workout. But I like to do this rather slow and in a flowing fashion to sort of like massage my muscle and to develop strength and balance. And to me, if you guys have ever seen me do my warm-ups in jiu-jitsu, I'll string together multiple techniques and they'll go in a sequence. And that's hard to do when you don't have a partner. So these things are kind of similar, just motions and movements I might get into. And it's kind of, in my opinion, giving me a bit of a mock roll, if you will. So that's the goal that I'm aiming for, is to continue to develop my strength, do sort of a yoga massaging motion with my body, and just keeping myself fresh. So housekeeping things. Thank you for participating in the workouts. We appreciate it. Still bear with us. We're still trying to iron out schedules and work things out better. It sounds like we're probably going to add an extra class. So we're going to go from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maintaining that, to possibly adding a Saturday or Sunday class, and maybe in the morning. We're just trying to iron the details out, but just to give you guys more options on doing Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and all those good things. We just want to keep adding stuff for you. Secondarily to that, we're going to try to get the workouts up. It's kind of difficult with Zoom, but we want to make sure people can rewatch these, or if they didn't get to catch them, they can watch them later. So we're going to work on that as soon as we can.
I've
So
actually got, Austin, I got a page on Kaizen that I'm working on right now where I've got 6 of the workouts up. I haven't checked anything yet, so I'm not going to share it yet, but it'll be ready in a few hours. We'll have at least 6 workouts up. I don't know if I'll be able to get the other ones up.
perfect. Yeah. So please go back and rewatch the videos. I know Daniel is putting a lot of effort in his classes. This workout I did before I do it. We always test it. We try to make sure it's good, make sure we don't hit friction points, because we want to make sure you get the best quality product you can get in this season when you got to work out from home. So once again, thank you for bearing with us. We'll keep getting stuff out to you, and we hope that you guys will all continue to do good. And if you ever need anything, please message Ryan or me, and just keep in touch with us because you matter to us. And as I always say, I'm proud of you. Thank you for getting off the couch and jumping into a workout. And as cheesy as it is, I love you guys. I will always love you guys. You're my family. You're my brothers, my sisters, my little cousins, whatever you want to call it. You matter to me, and you're on my thoughts and in my prayers all the time. So keep positive, and we will get back to normalcy soon enough. But in the meantime, at least we got this.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Austin.
Hey, guys.
See you Friday.
Austin.